Hi, it's been a while. I'm just checking on my Facebook whether I'm going live where I should be. How the devil are you all? I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm just gonna try and get it up on here if anybody is commenting. Comments. Where are comments? There we are. So I can see if there's anybody watching or anybody commenting. I've got a couple of questions that I've been asked, so I thought I would pop on and answer those. But before I start, I'll just do a bit of a check-in and see how everybody's doing. I'm doing okay. I would be if I could work my flipping phone. What's going on? Hi, Steph. How are you? I can see your name coming up. You don't normally do that. I'm normally asking, who is it? But I know who it is now. How are you doing? I hope you're doing all right. Right, concentrate on what you're doing. What are you doing? I'm looking for something. I think I'm going live. Let me turn my sound off. Yes, I'm going live. So yes, it's been a while. I can't remember when I did a live on a Thursday night last time. It's been quite a few weeks. I'm doing okay as far as my cancer and everything is concerned, which is good. My CA125 is going up slowly every time I get my blood checked, which isn't good. So we're just upping the ante. I'm still doing my vegan whole food plant-based diet. I've started doing a new thing now where I get in the ice bath every once a day at least. Hi Tammy. I've got it under my gazebo, which is just outside there, and it's flipping freezing. It is literally a mental battle every morning to get in there, but so far so good. I'm doing it. Picked a wonderful time to start doing it because it's coming up to winter, she says. I've also joined a group of wonderful people, a lady called Angela who calls herself the Ice Warrior. She's actually trained with Wim Hof. So I meet up with them locally. Hi Karen. And we've got one next Wednesday. I'm going to Wrexham Waterfall, which should be nice. I'll post some pictures of that. And on the 20th of December, which is like just before Christmas, we're going to Pickmere again. I've been there once. My profile picture is me in the lake at Pickmere, and we're doing that on the 20th of December. And evidently last year there was ice. They had to break the ice to get in. So there we go. That's something to look forward to. I'm doing that because the benefits of it, apart from the mental battle, and when you overcome that every day, it gives you a bit of a boost, makes you feel a bit better. It does all sorts. It increases your white blood cells, which helps you fight infection. It helps you your immune system. It gives you a boost for your immune system. It does loads of good stuff, which is what I need to be doing now. So I've just been prioritising on looking after myself and, introducing weird and wonderful things, still doing my supplements, still doing off-label drugs. Just taking care of myself. Still working face-to-face now with clients. I had COVID a couple of weeks back, but it was fine. It was just a pain in the butt, really, rather than anything major, and just isolating myself so that nobody else got it. You can watch this back, Tammy. I'm just talking about how I'm doing and all the things that I'm doing. So I've been asked a couple of questions. One of them is about how to move on after you've had a difficult time, which I think is quite an interesting question. It's good that you're talking about after a difficult time, so I'm presuming that whatever it was that you were going through, and I'm not going to say who it was who left this. I'm going to keep it anonymous, but it sounds like you've moved through it, but it's on about how we move on after that. So I asked this person back again, are we talking about forgiveness or are we talking about practically moving on from something? And they answered both. Forgiveness is one of those weird and wonderful things. What does forgiveness mean? Does forgiveness mean that we forget it and move on, and there aren't any consequences. There's something around they need to pay a price for what they've done to us, and all that sort of stuff. And the reality is, when we forgive somebody, we do it for ourselves. We don't do it for the other person. We do it so that we're freed up and we can let it go. We're not holding it in our head. It's not taking up any headspace. We're not thinking about it anymore. And we do that for our own benefit, not for the other person. So it's not anything to do with the other person, really. It's nothing to do with what they did or how they did it or anything like that. It's all to do with us and how we feel about it and whether we're okay letting it go, because we've just spent enough time worrying about it. This is something that I did with my ex that we don't refer to by name anymore. I consciously had to work on, what's going on for me right now. Where am I in this? And, I'm doing an awful lot of things since my cancer diagnosis around the mind-body connection. And, being stressed and holding on to stress is not good for us physically. Our immune system is affected when we're stressed. The cortisol that we release, the toxins and all that sort of stuff, it impacts on us. We get increased inflammation in our body. Our immune system shuts down and drops. So, we are open up to lots of infections and things like that when we're stressed. So it's not healthy for us to hang on to stuff. So, one of the first things I would say is, how moving on from a difficult time is to prioritise ourselves and put ourselves first and look at what it's doing to us by hanging on to it. The other thing, sometimes when we're moving on, there's a grieving process and we've got to let something go in order to move on. And that could be forgiving somebody, that could be letting go of the hurt, that could be all sorts of things. Obviously, I don't know specifically what this person has been through. So I'm kind of shooting in the dark a little bit with this. So what can we do? We can, say it like it is. Admit that it was a really tough time that you've been through, and look at how you achieved it. How bad was it? And you've got through the other side of it, which is brilliant. So give yourself a pat on the back as far as that's concerned. There's no rush. Healing isn't a race. Take all the time that you need to feel better, to feel on terra firma. There's no deadline for you getting back to your old self. So, there's only you that puts the time limit on it. Don't be shy to lean on your friends and family or any support network that you've got around there. Prioritising yourself. Look at how you're taking care of yourself. What sort of healthy habits have you got in? Are you sleeping okay? Are you eating okay? Are you taking care of yourself physically as well as mentally? Reflect on how far you've come and what things you put in place in order to get where you are. Get help if you need it. Get some support from the people around you. The other thing is to look at the little victories. Set things in motion for you that you can do that are going to give you a point to every day or the end of the week or whatever it is. Give yourself a high five and treat yourself every now and again. Roll with the changes. Sometimes things change and that's okay. What comes after the storm, so to speak, might just surprise you, and it might lead to new things and new adventures. It's about looking on the positive side rather than the negative side. When we let something go and we're moving on from it, it doesn't always need to be doom and gloom. It opens up a whole new area for us that can be exciting and new. Yeah, it can, be a little bit anxiety provoking, but it can also be really exciting. Give yourself permission. It's all right to feel hurt, but give yourself, a nod in the right direction to be able to put it down and to move on from it. Just take some time out and breathe. Talk it out with friends. Talk to people about it. Start journaling. Write down your thoughts. All these sort of stuff are going to help you. But the main thing is that there's no time scale on any of this. This is down to you and what feels best for you and how to do it. There aren't any rules on this, and we all, cope differently when we're going through different things. So I hope that helps, and I hope that's given you a bit of things to, to talk about. Feel free to message me if you want to talk more about specifics. It can be quite difficult when we're moving on. Like I said, for me, the biggest thing, moving on from a difficult time is letting it go and not buying into the story. It's kind of like somehow when we've been hurt or when we've been through something, if we move on, is there a part of us that thinks that it wasn't that important anyway? So we kind of hang on to it. We buy into our own story. And the more we talk about it and the more we tell people about it, the more it becomes even more of a story. And that in itself can be the bit that we need to move on from and let go. Hope that makes sense. And the other question was about accepting help, which I suppose can link in with the one that I've just done. This for me has always been an interesting concept, accepting help. When you're a people pleaser, when you're the one that's usually helping other people, it can be really difficult to accept help. It can be almost torturous to need to ask for help and support from other people. But there's something about allowing other people to help us lets them feel worthy as well as giving us the help. When we're constantly, it's like, that saying is it's better to give than to receive, or whatever it is. We always feel better when we're helping the other person. When we're on the receiving end of it, we can feel vulnerable. It opens us up to vulnerabilities that we can't cope on our own, and we need support and help from other people. Well, that's what kind of goes through my head. So I sometimes feel shame when I need to ask help from somebody. There's a certain amount of shame connected to it for me that I can't cope on my own. So there's all these things. And what I say about all of these questions and everything is just get curious. Just be curious about what all these things mean for you. So, when we're looking at vulnerability or shame and things like that, just understand and recognise your own worth when, if you need to ask for help and support. It's important that you acknowledge, that asking help doesn't diminish your worth or your capabilities. Everyone needs support at times, and that includes you. Understand the benefits. Reflect on how, getting help from other people can bring about positive changes in your life. It's a step towards, taking control. Being vulnerable opens up a whole new arena for us. I can remember, with my diagnosis and needing support and people, my son in particular, to come with me for appointments and everything. It was really difficult to ask for support. It's not a sign of weakness. There's a brilliant Brené Brown on Netflix, and it's about courage and vulnerability. And we can't be vulnerable without being courageous, and we can't be courageous without being vulnerable. They come together. So just bear that in mind, that when we do need help and support, it's not a weakness. It can be seen as a strength when we're doing that. Having open communication, expressing our needs clearly, setting boundaries, having personal boundaries for me is fundamental in our well-being. It's about you understanding how much is too much for you. When we're needing help and support, does that mean that we've been doing too much for other people? Does that mean that we're burning out and we've not been taking care of ourselves, which has led us to needing that help and support from somebody else? Just take it one step at a time. It's not about, rolling over and I can't cope with any of this. It's just, accept small bits of help from other people and support, because that will enable you to pick up the pieces and to do more for yourself. I hope that kind of answers your question. Again, because I'm not sure about the specifics of it, I'm not sure whether I'm answering the question correctly, but I've just answered it the best that I can. Tammy's put, I can't help myself, but I see help I can help other people who need help, like people who has got more learning difficulties. Absolutely, Tammy. And the other thing, you know, when we're offering help and support to other people, we can't help but get the benefit of doing that. You know, my job, I'm a people pleaser. My job is helping other people and supporting other people. That's what I do all the time. But in doing that, I'm helping and supporting myself. The more I talk to people about, you know, the therapeutic stuff that I do, the more I'm helping myself by saying it out loud, which sounds a bit weird sometimes, but it does. So well done you, Tammy. You know, and you will be helping yourself by supporting and helping other people, without a doubt. So, you know, don't think that doing that isn't helping yourself, because it is. It gives you, you know, a point and a meaning to your life. I'm sure that the help that you're offering to other people and supporting other people massively helps them. So, you know, that's going to give you some payback. That's going to make you feel better about yourself. So there's always that byproduct when we're supporting other people, that we're also getting help ourselves. So I hope that's helped. Thank you so much for being on here. Oh, Lisa's put thank you. I'm not sure whether it's answered any of the questions. If it's not, like I said, feel free to message me privately, and I can do that. I'm probably going to start doing these once a month as opposed to once a week, so that there's a few more questions that I can run through and answer. And, you know, it's for me, it's better if I do things once a month rather than once a week. So I will put up a thing again, so that you can put any questions that you've got, but message me anytime, and I will collect them all, and I will do it probably the first Thursday of every month. I think is a good time to be doing this. Yeah, so that's me. That's me catching up with everybody. I feel like my camera's a bit, I'm not really very central, am I? I don't know what I'm doing. But yes, I can't believe that we're in November already. It's December, and then Christmas, and then 2024, and I've only just got used to writing 2023. I have no idea where the time is going. But yeah, it's been really nice catching up with you all. If there's anything else that I can do for you, if there's any other topics that you want me to talk about in the Sort Your Shizzle Out stuff, then feel free to message. Hi, can you offer help how to stop son getting detention at school? He's in year 7. Year 7, right, so that's first year at secondary school. It's a difficult one, really. It depends. Year 7, the sort of 11 or 12 year olds, so the ages of them, then they're starting to challenge people. They're starting to try and work out what the rules are and how much they can get away with. So it's quite normal for kids of that age to be pushing the boundaries a little bit and testing to see, you know, what they can and they can't do. It depends how much it's affecting you and him. Do you talk about why he's getting detention and what he's actually doing? Is it misbehaviour? Is it him being naughty, so to speak? Or is it him struggling and not being able to talk about what's going on for him, so he's just playing up instead? I'm an ex-foster carer, and I do truly believe that, you know, children are trying to communicate something to us through their behaviour. So even when a kid's playing up and being naughty, they're actually trying to give us information or communicate to us that something's going on for him. So maybe having a chat with him and seeing, you know, is there anything going on at school that he's not happy with? Or is it just the structure and it's the transition going from primary school to secondary school, you know, that's a bit much for him? If he's in year 7 and we're only in kind of November now, so he's not been at school for that long. Have you been into school? Have you spoken to them to see whether there's anything going on? And the other thing, whether I should say this, whether it's politically correct or not, but I'm not sure sometimes. I think they're a bit handy giving out detentions. Yeah, they come down hard sometimes in year 7. Does that answer any of your questions, Victoria? Is that kind of the sort of stuff that you were thinking, or is there something else actually going on that you know about? again, you can message me privately. Just send me a message, or you can email me, jackie@jackiejones.co.uk, and I can, give you a little bit more help and support in that. But thank you for that question. Right, I think I'm going to shoot now because I've been on here for 20 minutes and I don't want to bore you all. So I will be back on the first Thursday in December. I can't believe we're in December. But other than that, if you've got any questions, ask me. I will put it on the list. And if it's urgent, just send me an email, jackie@jackiejones.co.uk, and I can answer you via an email or something. Thank you so much, and I will see you all next month. Take care.